Remember January 2021 when we just went on that crazy bull market that we had back then? Well, I'm going to compare January 2021 to December of 2024. You're definitely going to want to hear this crazy bullishness. But first, we have European MP gives pro-Bitcoin speech in the European Parliament calling for a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So not only are they going to be doing that potentially in the US, and in Europe as well. It's going to be interesting to see how much of a fight is going to be put up in Europe, because a lot of government officials hate Bitcoin. Obviously, the government officials, why wouldn't they hate it? So, but keep in mind that that will take even more supply off the market if that does happen. And governments, they're not too smart, so they're probably going to buy at the top or whatever. So hey, whatever, it's not our deal. Okay, moving on. Thailand as well. Thailand to study the potential of Bitcoin as legal tender. So yeah, as I said before, when I heard of Trump electing all of his people for his cabinet that were pro-Bitcoin, that was going to put pressure on other nations, and we are definitely seeing that right now. I think other nations are kind of sweating right now because they don't feel like they're competitive enough. And you're going to see more of that if what happens in January with Trump, and if they are really pro-Bitcoin and they really do, push that is going to change the global outlook on Bitcoin as well. Like definitely how different governments treat Bitcoin. Okay, so former Thailand president says his son, the current prime minister, may assign the Ministry of Finance to study whether to accept Bitcoin or not as legal tender. I mean, all they have to look at is El Salvador giving the middle finger to the IMF. Perfect. Getting out of debt, pretty much. Yeah, sweet. Okay. So it's not that hard, guys. But he does say, the prime minister says Bitcoin may hit $850,000. More governments talking out of their other hole. Okay. Obviously it's going to get that high, but don't listen to price predictions from stupid government officials. They haven't even decided whether or not they're going to put it as their reserve or legal tender or whatever, but they are giving price predictions. Governments, as if you know me, I don't trust any government official. Like they're all pretty stupid. I like the free market. Those are where the smart people are. Okay, Vanguard says Bitcoin has no appropriate role in pension funds because it is too risky and it lacks intrinsic value. Interesting, because considering that they have the biggest stake in Bitcoin mining in the United States. Also, this is from Gabor Gubax. Hold on. How do you stop laughing? Okay, and going on to Gabor Gubax. I probably butchered your name. I'm very sorry about that. But he says on Twitter, the Vanguard Group owns 11.3% of MicroStrategy, the third largest of all holders. So I guess they might be kind of bullish. Somehow they find issues with Bitcoin. Exactly. It's ridiculous. What this tells you is worse than Vanguard not liking Bitcoin. It tells you that they are either liars, charlatans, or haven't done their research on both. Obviously, we all know Vanguard are liars. Okay, the big bank, big giant corporations like that, they're one and the same as BlackRock. Okay, so moving on, we also have the IRS. So keep in mind that you're going to be paying a crap load of taxes in the United States if you're a US citizen with Bitcoin and or any other profits that you take on crypto. The IRS received $46 billion in extra funding for enforcement and raked in a massive sum of $4.7 billion already. Interesting, this is probably going to get worse because the IRS is kind of like an arm of the Federal Reserve. They're designed to make you poor, hate your life, and be really pissed off at the end of the year. Moving on, lastly, about comparing January 2021 to December of this year. Let's go over to TechDev on Twitter. I think this is a really good tweet. It was early January 2021. And if you remember that was such a fun time. Oh my gosh, that was great. Bitcoin in week 4 of price discovery. ETH 20% below all-time highs. Doge at its first pause, and BTCD, the dominance of Bitcoin, had reversed. And keep in mind, the next 4 months brought a historic altcoin run as capital rotated and mania hit. Rotated from what? Bitcoin. Just as I've been saying all along, especially to learningcrypto.com members, you know exactly my thoughts on what is going to be happening and what has been happening. By the way, congratulations on your pudgy penguins. I know if you don't like NFTs or whatever, I kind of thought they were funny at the beginning, but I did say right when I was buying pudgy penguins at 2 to 3 ETH that I think that is going to be the new Bored Apes. And boom, what happened? The new Bored Apes. Moving on, it's December 2024. Bitcoin is at week 5 of price discovery. ETH 20% below all-time highs. Doge at its first pause, and Bitcoin dominance has reversed. So, what do I think is going to happen right now? Oh, baby, you're going to love. If you've been following us, if you are a learningcrypto.com member, you already know you're doing fantastic. But if you think you're doing fantastic right now, oh, just wait. Wait till alt season, real alt season. Wait till, when you think, oh my gosh, prices are ridiculous. And then the next week, they just go even more ridiculous. But you know what? We're going to be also telling you when we're going to be selling during this bull market, because yes, we are going to be selling, and we've already been selling a little bit of stuff. If you want to find that out, link is down below. Anyways, like and subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.